Hi everybody. In the previous two examples, we calculated the total operating income variance, $22,000, and then we started looking at what caused the $22,000 difference. And we based on flexible budgeting, we said $6,000 was because of sales quantity, and the rest of the $16,000 was flexible spending variance. And then we said the SG&A cost variance, we assumed it was 0 given in the problem. And we said the sales price variance was $1,000. The rest of the $15,000 was because of manufacturing cost variance. $15,000 adding up to $16,000, $16,000 plus $6,000 adding up to $22,000. And then we said $1,000 is because of direct material cost out of that 15. $2,000 was because of direct labor cost variance. Another $2,000 was variable manufacturing overhead, and $10,000 difference was fixed manufacturing overhead. So 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 was giving us the $15,000 manufacturing cost variance. And we are now going to look further into, okay, what causes $1,000 difference? What causes $2,000 difference? And what caused this $2,000 difference? Let's start with direct material budget. Budgeted quantity was 10 pounds per unit, and price was $1 per pound. In reality, what happened was actual material quantity turned out to be 11 pounds per unit, and actual price was again $1 per pound. What is the price difference and what is the volume difference is the question. Now, the way I'm going to write the equation is direct material variance is actual direct material minus budgeted. In other words, actual quantity times actual price minus standard quantity and standard price is the difference. And then I'm going to do a trick and subtract and add the same number so it doesn't change. I'm subtracting actual quantity times sales price, and I'm adding the same number so the equation doesn't change. But what's going to happen is I can rearrange this side of the equation, and I can rearrange this side of the equation. And what I'll write is this side of the equation is price variance, this side of the equation is quantity variance. So I know there was a change or difference for direct material. What portion of it is because of price change? What portion of it is because of my efficiency of my systems or operations? We realize that there is no difference between actual price versus direct material budget price. So it's 0. Actual quantity multiplied by 1 minus 1 is going to give me 0. On the quantity variance side, I'm going to take $1, the one right here, and then multiply it by the actual quantity minus the standard or budgeted or forecasted quantity. And I realize it's $1,000 difference. Please note this is a cost, so the signs change. 1,000 means the cost increases, and increase in cost is not favorable. Now, where does 11,000 come from is the question. What we are going to do, and what is getting kind of mixed, is we are trying to calculate based on 1,000 units. So we are taking the actual units and we are multiplying it by the standard rate, 10 pounds per unit. This is very critical and crucial, just because people get mixed about, okay, should I use the standard quantity in number of units or the actual? And I want to go back here, and we already calculated the sales quantity variance right here. So this side is pretty much everything under actual quantity. So material cost variance is under actual quantity, sales price variance, and so forth. So when we come here, we are going to calculate actual quantity in terms of units, but there is going to be a standard quantity per unit. And in that case, standard quantity per unit for direct material was 10 pounds. In fact, we started spending 11 pounds per unit, and hence there is $1,000 unfavorable. And the 10,000 budgeted quantity is how it's calculated. And that's again where it gets kind of confusing, is we are taking the actual units times the standard pounds per unit. And that's why it's fairly critical. Now let's go back here, and I know that the price variance is 0 and efficiency is I used more material per unit, and hence this is the entire direct material cost variance is coming from the efficiency variance. Let's take a look at the direct labor cost. We are pretty much going to do the same for direct labor cost. We have budgeted 500 hours. The rate is $20 per hour. Actual direct labor hours turns out to be 480 hours, and actual direct labor rate turns out to be $25. So part of it, of the difference, is because of rate, and part of it is because of efficiency. I'm going to pretty much use the same equation that I just derived, which is actual quantity times the price difference is going to give me the rate variance. Standard price multiplied by the quantity difference is going to give me the efficiency variance. In other words, actual quantity, 480 hours, multiplied by the rate difference, 25 versus 20, is going to give me $2,400. It's an increase in cost and hence unfavorable. Standard price is 20, and I'm multiplying it by the actual quantity and standard quantity. 480 minus 500, it is minus 400. This is favorable because I'm getting more efficient. I was planning to use 500 hours of direct labor. I'm using 480, hence that part is efficiency variance. So net, this is 2,000. Let's go back and write that to our equation. So the price side was 2.4, but from efficiency I gained, it is minus 0.4, and the total is $2,000 direct cost variance. Now I've pretty much covered everything up until here. In the next video, I'm going to go over manufacturing overhead cost.